Hey guys, Breno from Adventure Life. Today we thought we might make a YouTube video on this build for Casey's HZJ79. Quick run through what we're going to be doing. We're going to spice this up, get rid of the ARB Bullbar, make something nice and fancy. Scrubbies all the way down the side into some rock sliders that we're going to have taper into the chassis, if not tray. Then we're going to make a nice fancy tray for this, twin headboards, custom under tray toolboxes, front and rear, custom guards, nice fancy tailboard. Then Casey's going to make a nice fit out for the inside of this canopy. Get rid of all this ugliness, make something nice and fancy. Then we're going to look at the plastic snorkel, see if we can put a nice Stanos on it, if there's not too many holes in the guard, but we'll have a look at that when we get to it. Tough rig now, eh? What you got to say for it, Casey?
Shut up, take my money.
Alrighty guys, since the last time you've seen it, she's looking a bit more bare at the moment. Ripped the Bullbar off, all the spotties and that, sliders, brushies, took all that off, took the big cage ring we had up the top here, took that off since we don't need it, and the canopy's coming off anyways. Just took every bolt out of the canopy, so hopefully I didn't miss any, so that should come out right now. Mud flaps are off, so the tray can come off in a minute. Might chuck you on a quick time lapse. The owner has arrived, Casey, to help get the tray off, which is all done now. So now we can finally start building this tray. We'll give her a clean, new lick of paint, clean some wires, relocate the water tank, put it into the headboard possibly. Then also we forgot to tell you, this is half the reason why we're doing the build, because Casey blew up a rear diff, did a shocking job. Well, did a really good job actually. But yeah, see how the build goes. Alright, another day on Casey's car. She blew up her rear diff a couple weeks ago and finally got all the parts. We just rebuilt her this new diff. Got an ARB AirLocker in the rear now. I'll show you the damage that she did to the last one. Got a couple of teeth here, knocked off the ring gear, and the pinion's missing a good couple here. which is no good, but I'll go slap that new one in right now. And I just whipped the center back in, Put gasket glue with a gasket just to double sure it doesn't leak. Chuck the tail shaft in. That's all ready to go. Just need to put the axles and new rotors and stuff on, but we're just waiting for a new rear hub housing as that one is no good. The race spins around in it. So now we're going to start on the Snorkel. So this is pretty much where the build will start. No more maintenance really. So got all my pipe here. That's all I'm going to be using. Got 3 4-inch 90s and 2 4-inch straights at 1 metre long. With these, no use buying 45, you just chop them dead centre, work that out, that's a 45, which is what I'm going to be doing on this particular setup. Going to have the metre straight come in, then 45 it into the hole, so it doesn't look too harsh. Don't like how the 90s look going into the guards, it looks ugly. Then once I get that tigged on, I'll start working out where I need to cut. At the moment, I had a plastic safari snorkel on it and hold all the mounting holes, which are here. So, need to get rid of them. So at this stage, I've cut my 90 onto a 45 right here, just onto the metre straight. I haven't cut that yet. I'm just doing my working out at the moment because I want the 4-inch to sit as much as I can in the guard, not protrude too much out so it doesn't look too bulky. So I was working out my centers and my lines and all that, so see how I go.
Come on, it costs nothing to try, and you'll arrive home nice and dry. Jump in my car, I wanna take you home.
Alright, made a bit of progress. I haven't been doing too much filming because it's just heaps of measuring to try and get it sitting right in the guard. I'm getting there. It's looking pretty well. Let's see if I can sink it in the guard a bit more. But I just want to cut out this part here first, just to see how much clearance I got behind the guard where the A-pillar and stuff is. But at the moment it's just sitting pretty well. So we didn't do too much filming on the Snorkel cutout, just because it was heaps of measuring, but we ended up getting this part cut out with the A-pillar where we last filmed, which we're all happy about. We got rid of the aerial because it was broken, but we got something fancy coming for that one. And one of the videos I was saying how I don't like the 90s coming into the guard because it just looks ugly. So that's what I meant if I was doing a 45, then turn the 45 back on itself. So it sits in the guard, not going into the engine bay. But we only got it tacked on at the moment. So you see how it looks. Casey just washed the chassis for us. Now we're going to give that a fresh lick of paint before we chuck a tray on it. Oh yeah, this is how she's looking at the moment.
Splashing through the sandbar, talking by the campfire. It's the simple things in life, like when and where. We didn't have no...
Just wrapped up the whole cab so we don't get overspray on it. And so now we're just going to respray it to get rid of all this bit of surface rust and just make it look clean, since it's going to have a nice fresh tray on it.
Making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Catching walleye from the dock, watching the waves roll off the rocks.
Alright, we're going to start the tray build now. So we're going to do a bit more filming and try and show you how I would build a tray. So first off, we made a layout on the bench. Now we did the layout to suit the canopy angles. This is a make or break of a tray. If you got a headboard that doesn't suit the canopy, it just looks crap. So we'll make the headboard exactly same as a canopy and we'll show you how it's done.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet
So I just tacked these 4 slats in for now. I'll put some more bracing in once it's on the car, so I'll figure out where all the guards are sitting and toolboxes and stuff. Then I just chucked the headboard on, which we made yesterday, which looks pretty mint. I welded the 45s on the tops, so I won't be able to weld that later since the headboard's on. But yeah, she's looking pretty mint. I'll chuck the second headboard on once it's on the car, so it actually looks decent, so I'm not just guessing and hoping it looks alright before it's on the car. Alright, just a bit of a progress update. We just designed some tray mounts for Casey's tray, which are pretty cool. Then we're gonna fold them up 70 degrees each side. Then we're gonna chuck a gusset in there for extra strength. Damn, that was 6mm, but you never know what's gonna happen. Then on the tray, since you last seen it, we put some tray supports in. Yeah, so that's what the tray mounts are gonna go to. Alright, so Casey and I have been pretty busy today. The last video you would have seen us do is these tray mounts, which my boss and I designed on CAD, which came out pretty cool. Now, today what we did was add the second headboard, add these little spaces just for design. Then we chucked across the headboard brace pretty much. Then put the 2 V's in with their 40 MB pipe. So the headboard's pretty much complete now. All we got to do is add a bit of 3mm or 4mm alley checker plate for the back, which we're going to be doing for the whole floor. And we're just relying on waiting for the toolboxes to get delivered, and then we'll start on that tailboard with lights. So she's getting there, nearly done. On to the next step.
So throughout this whole video, we've kind of just been bouncing between different jobs, as you guys have probably already realised, and that's because we're just waiting on parts. So Brendan's just gone back to finishing the snorkel and getting it all welded up.
Right out, late one tonight. Just finished welding the whole snorkel, which came out sick. Also made a little joiner part that goes from the inside the guard, did a couple of ply cuts into the airbox. Nothing too flash, but should be watertight. But yeah, snorkel came out mint. Welds are pretty good. Sweet. So, just chucked that snorkel on. Finally all welded, which looks sick. Made that little neck that comes from obviously the snorkel, couple ply cuts into the factory airbox. Yes, this is a bit ugly, but in the future we'll be making a custom airbox, because hopefully we can get a turbo it, which would be sick, big high mount turbo. So then we'll make it all nice and fancy. We won't worry about powder coating this part yet, because that's going to get modified again, but the snorkel will get powder coated gloss black. But yeah, she's coming along very nice. Then we've still got the tray. We're just waiting on toolboxes to show up still, but tomorrow I'll TIG weld the brackets onto the trundle drawer, mount that, start making mounts for a water tank to sit in here. Then yeah, we're nearly there. So I just did this off camera. Before this was a square edge, then I just put a round edge on both of them. I personally reckon it looks better. Just gives it a bit more flow, and plus kind of ties in with the rest of the tube that's going to be on the tray as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is a tray slider. So we're going to have a 20 MB 90 degree angle that comes out, runs straight along as a tray slider, and pretty much a tray tie down as well. So it'd be practical in both ways. So I just tigged on both sides, as you would have just seen, of these rock slider tray sides, I guess. Pretty happy how it's turned out. Alright, so now we've got to fit our trundle draw up to Casey's tray. Picked this up off Marketplace for an absolute steal. It's 1700 long by 560 wide, I'm pretty sure it is. Nearly takes up the whole length of the tray. It gives us 400 ml to spare for a water tank. So what we're going to do now is, these sit too high on the tray when we put a runner across as well. So it's going to add another 60 ml on top, which we don't want. So we're going to cut these off, or drill these pop rivets out what the previous owner did. Lower them, so it only sits 10 mil above the trundle. Then I'll TIG weld these back on, drill some holes in it, then I'll work out my runners to put on the tray, which I'll show you. And yeah, we'll see how she goes.
They're gonna rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds. Another cog in the murder machine. They set out, teenagers scared the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me. The boys and girls in the clique, the awful names at the stick. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. But if you're troubled and hurt, what you got under your shirt will make them pay for the things that they did. They set out, teenagers scared the living shit.
Alright, so that's the trundle draw installed, pretty much. Just a couple holes in the drill, but she'll be very happy with that. Alright, so now we're going to start on the Bullbar. Yes, I know these videos have been all over the shop, but we're just waiting on stuff to show up, so might as well get started into the Bullbar and get stuff done. So I've designed these little templates on paper from my Bullbar mounts and winch cradle. So I designed them, put them in CAD, then just whip them out with the plasma. For my winch cradle, it's got 10mm steel, 150 wide by 10mm. That's what my winch is bolted to. Got all that flexing and ripping off, so want that to be the most strongest.
So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me. Teenagers scared the living shit out of me. They can care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me.
Alright, so I got a bit carried away, I forgot to film. Can't remember what I filmed last, but ended up putting this top plate on with the fair lead for the winch, which came out pretty mint. Now I just did this top cover to work out my height for hoops, and that's pretty much the max height my bar's gonna be. Alright, so I've been busy. I chucked the passenger side wing on for the little fog light. Then ended up making the little side part for it to taper in, which came out sick. Next step is pretty much make some hoops for it and see what it looks like. Alright, so I mimicked the second side and I got a bit carried away, didn't film it, but I stuck them on. They're both even on both sides. Just looking very tough. All of the approach angle. Then on the sides, I kicked the side parts forward a bit to give like a little angry look. Well, tomorrow I'll start on the scrubbies or the sliders first. Work at the sliders and I'll make my brushy that comes up and joins in. Oh yeah, she's coming along. Then for the tray, the toolbox has finally arrived, which is cool. 900 long for the rear, and we got a 650 for the front, but that's too short. So we had to get a new one, 750, but that should be in by this weekend, hopefully. So then we'll get back on the tray once everything else is done on the front. There's still a lot of hours in the tray, but Bullbar and sliders, they don't take very long. Alright, it's been some time. Let's give you a quick update of what I've got done. I just pumped the sliders out pretty quick. It's nothing much to a slide, I didn't even bother about filming. So you just got your first runner, which protects your seal. So you do whatever design, which obviously has come straight. Then a 45 into a little U-bracket I made that goes on the chassis. Then I did the exact same thing for the second one, 45. Then another 45 into the front. Be putting little slats in here, put two on an angle in there. Then I just put a slider on, brushy on it, which looks wicked. We mounted one of the tray toolboxes. We had them modify as we bought a TC box ones, so they're just a generic fitment to any tray. But obviously this is a custom tray, so it didn't really fit. So we just notched this top corner out. I might be able to show you from the inside. Yeah, so I had to notch a little plate into there. I will be welding in there. I just chucked it on just to get it fitted, but the outside's all welded. So the next step for us is to fully finish the Bullbar and sliders, then we'll get back onto the tray and then finish it off. So we just need to put the second boxes on, which we got, make some guards, put the tray floor down, and make the tailboard. That's gonna be the next big tricky step for this build. The rest of it's gonna be pretty smooth sailing. Just tailboard to make it look right on this tray. So yeah.